Hi, good morning, everyone. Today is July 4th, I think. That's today or tomorrow. Or yesterday, sorry. I just returned to my base last night. So I couldn't wait to really wait for the proper makeup set of kind of situation before putting this on record. Because some things have been on my mind coming from Lagos. Then looking at the news, I saw the former Minister for Transportation, Rotimi, Amaechi, calling for a revolution. I saw a clip of Wike, the FCT minister, um, talking about the forensic audit at NDDC, indicting Rotimi Amaechi's wife of collecting 48 billion annually, not 1 year. It's a monthly 4 billion, that is 48 billion annually for the training and empowerment of Niger Delta women. And he was practically pleading on Channel TV for the president to release that report. I remember when the immediate past president, President Muhammad Buhari, ordered the forensic audit of the NDDC. I laughed and I was happy. I remember maybe I had a conversation with Mr. Ibrahim Jubril then, who was the director, Maritime Labor and Master. Then there were about 3 trillion that had been given to NDDC over the years that were not accounted for. But it's important for me to now voice out some things on record. Like I said, based on the conversation that I was already coming with from Lagos. I only spoke for 2 minutes and I escalated to the right authorities, and of course I got their response almost immediately. And I also responded back, oh, this is on person's dashboard. I had reached him, I'll see him on Monday. So I really don't need to speak because I have access to everybody in this administration. I have access. And also to the glory of God. If I want to say anything, if it's something I'm not pleased about, I can actually walk to my minister and report to myself and say, sir, I want to talk. And I remember December or so when I did that. I said, but is it necessary? We have a minister that is a perfect gentleman. A man that sits down, in fact, they call him processor. One of the men says, my guy is a processor. He's not a professor, he's a processor. He processes things a lot. Let me put on record that I think on the last day of April, I received a call from Mr. Okaga, the technical assistant to the Honorable Minister. So he called me, madam, I've not seen the last 1 week, this and that. I said, I'm fine, I just want to come to the office. I don't see anybody. Say, well, did he offend you? We're just joking. So he just called to check on me anyway. And I said I was fine. So okay, we'll see me tomorrow. Then barely 5 minutes later, unconnected, the secretary to the Honorable Minister called me. And I was like, what? Oh, you people are planning for me. What happened? He said, what happened? I said, so person just called me and you are calling. Everybody is missing that. I said, he didn't know that. Well, I should check my phone and respond immediately. Okay, sir. So I checked my phone and I saw a message. I said, what did I do? I said, you are safe now. Even now you be government picking. I said, what? If anything happens to me, you are the first person I will arrest. And we joked. They were asking for my CV. I think shortly after that, barely about an hour or two, I received a call from the Honorable Minister. I said I have died. So, by the time I returned the call, I was like, he's working on so. Do I want this? Of course, yes, sir. Then after some days, looking at some dynamics, I said no. I'd rather take something else. Because on July 1, actually, all my career plan is in the hands of my minister. By July 1, practically, my school was supposed to be processing my visa. I was supposed to be moving from my MBA in London to another MSc in Rotterdam. So I had my dates to do certain things, which I've done. My school has given them my transcripts. I had my admission since March. So we're to resume September. So I was rolling everything up. It doesn't make sense collecting the board appointment when I'm really not going to be in the country for 12 months. But that was April. But by June, I had another call from higher level, asking me if I was interested in something. I'll check it later, sir, and revert. And my spirit told me, you are reverting, well, you better check. Then I checked. I was very busy with domestic affairs, cooking ghost meat and that. Then I went to bring my laptop from upstairs into the kitchen downstairs. And I transferred, and I looked at it. Sir, your excellency. Yes, sir. I said, okay. Somebody will be in touch. Never knew the person was in New York. Never knew there was a conversation about me. That's the central bank governor. I said they'll be in touch. So when the US people contacted me, and we fixed our first meeting, yes, about a lot of things. Then back and forth communication. Then I was told to please take this very seriously. This is a man that the sitting president says, amongst his cabinets, when the governor then, is at 98% on anything and is holding his pen to append the signature. And this person says, but the president says he will drop his pen. They told me 1 year before, anywhere Bola goes, he will go with these two. Except they said they are not going. They are the one that will run the economy. So I had the privilege of making some economic cases to him on several things for about 13 months. And I remember he calling the Lagos state government for me and said, go and make an economic case. In fact, he actually stopped the meeting and said, see, I need to send you somewhere. And called and asked for the dates of some things and said, okay, and they will be in touch, and they did. It has to do with some economics, both at federal and state level. So while that thing took some months, back and forth, on the day the major thing was happening, I was giving him some feedback. He said, don't stop, keep moving. So when he became the central bank governor, of course, I intentionally did not stress him. For about 1 year, I said, I'm just looking at you. You'll be sorting Emefiele's problem all there. And everybody, including investors, knows that this country has improved tremendously, both on the fiscal side and on the monetary side, policy side. The foundation has been restructured. So the people that I was recommended to in New York says, who are you? Who are you? The reputational capital on the table about you is so much. We are coming to Nigeria. And they came in June. We had a meeting. So my life is already fixed. By June 30, some payments were to be made. July 1, my visa was to process and all that. All the information is on my minister's, it's with my minister, so you can tell if I'm lying. So when that meeting in June was going to happen, we've had one, then we're to have another, then which will change because the arrowhead was coming to Nigeria from New York. I quickly wrote to my school. Said they should please give me 1 week to firm up with my minister and the central bank government. The outcome of those meetings is going to determine whether I'm going to come to Rotterdam. Else, I will defer my admission by another 1 year. Payment has been made. So because for somebody who sits over the Policy Advisory Council of the nation to recommend you, moreover, I had about 3 major things in government at the highest level that has about 300 legs. I've labored on it. They are fine. They are all at the approval stage. All my companies are working. So I could go for myself because every 3 months I have to be back in the country. But I said no. It would be risky for me to be away for 12 months. particularly when this team came and we had physical meeting. I'm like, wow, we are happy we came for the physical meeting. Now we understand why you were recommended. It's a multi-billion-dollar portfolio. So I decided to start from that point and scale down to what I wanted to say. Because for those in this administration who thinks keeping quiet, I appreciate those who are quiet. I've learned one thing that, they make better decisions than those who are usually lousy and doesn't really learn, They don't know so much and they think they know everything and they make irrational decisions. But then I think the gift of the gap sometimes is very useful. It has its own advantage. I, for one, am known in the industry. I can speak for myself. I don't ride on the achievements of my father. Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, says his children are not going to inherit his wealth. He's going to give it out over the next 20 years. While they are on earth, they have their own career paths. And I think some other billionaires are following that path. Well, that's their own problem. I do not ride on anything in the Nigerian maritime industry on the strength of my father or any man. I'm happy about the challenges that I faced early. In fact, the team that came from New York, when we're having conversation, they were mentioning some names. I said, ask them about me, both in the country and outside the country. So really, there's no hiding place for anybody that is lying. Then there was a conversation about them wanting to adopt a state on a particular funding model. They had about 5 donor funding. And I said, I can't tell you what state we adopt, but this is where we are. This is where the ministry is at as subnational. Then I made a clarification or a kind of reinforcement on why we have to do what we have to do based on my experience on how I came into the industry. How my second master's is in maritime economics, and how an economist, a senior economist, was principal to my coming to the maritime industry. When I wrote him a letter and said I wanted to intern, and he said, come and learn the fusion of maritime and economics, which is coming to pass after 15 months. Interestingly, the man from New York knows this economist. So, I have a very solid foundation. My minister holds me in high esteem, and he doesn't praise me. He doesn't praise me in my presence. He will knock my head. He would rather knock my head, or not say anything. But he holds me in high esteem, and he's spoken highly of me in places. And I respect that, because I don't disrespect myself anyway. But yes, 2 days ago, I picked the microphone and spoke at the stakeholders meeting on purpose on NSDP. Because Amnesty, the empowerment program of young people for the sector, started with Amnesty. When they said Niger Delta youth to lay down their arms and ammunition and embrace peace and package training overseas to get them to be better citizens, where hundreds, not tens, hundreds of billions were spent. And once they finish, the school will bring them back to Nigeria. They are your personal problem. And they'll begin to look for placement for them. It became embarrassing. Kingsley Coco was at Amnesty International. I interfaced with him. I think I still have his direct line. Amnesty. After that, I think it was NSDP, if I'm right. Or maybe another program before NSDP. NSDP had some errors committed by the Akoboro Kema Division. They had too many students, like 2,500 already on training. We had to manage the problem, out of which 1,200 of them we were to place. We restructured that program in such a manner that people that have boats and barges and tugboats that call themselves ship owners and were collecting billions and millions of dollars were not given the opportunity because, it was, when we showed the papers to the government, they know what we're saying. We provided the solution. Just the same way I was in my house when the CBN governor reached me with a multi-billion-dollar portfolio. It's the same way. I think I was having an event when a Dutch friend reopened something. They had $160 million training project. They're a French company. They train for Chevron, ExxonMobil, Total, the 5 oil major, and Shell, and one other then. They had a facility with 256 cameras on site, 200 rooms, $180 million training. Was a surveillance room or something. There was a technology room, The least Nigerians were doing there was to clean for them and cook their food. That was where I met this person. So it reopened a $20 million opportunity that, see, we had this training, but we are not a placement company. But now that you are a placement company, we didn't take it because the value chain must be completed. If we train Nigeria, Indonesia, there must be a company to finish the value chain, the process, which is placement. If there's no placement, we're not going to do it. It was a South African company that was managing the PR. They called the lady back in and all that. So it was a free $20 million funding. Good. We had a partnership with Siemens, the engineering company, because then there was also gaps in the power sector. Government had sacked 40,000 people. The nation has spent money into gap analysis, across all the GENCOs and DISCOs, every part of the power sector. The human capital portfolio then was about 75 billion, which is over 500 billion now. The only two companies that had the technology were Siemens and General Electric. The talent acquisition leader, General Electric, was my friend Kunio Laifa. He died. Young guy, God rest his soul. Siemens, we had a partnership with them. Atedo Peterside was, Dr. Atedo Peterside was the chairman, Presidential Committee on Power. So all these things, they are there. Meaning when governments do certain things happens. And when it happens, certain spillover effect happens naturally. So meaning when we sat and said the government was going to be the $1 trillion economy, that is double the GDP, create so million jobs. I know the things that I said back and forth with the CBN governor, So it's been expecting some results, and I said, fine, sir. Everything is fine. Everything is perfectly fine, both with the government and personally. So it was the right time when his team came on board and said, this is what we want to do, this is that. And he was giving us backing. So I have global reputation. So when the NSDP issue came, I didn't write for it. Nemasa called us into it because I spoke to the Oga. And then, who is still very much alive, who made the right decision then, and they felt it was stupid. And they took me to the DG's floor. This was Apobolo Kemi. And the rest is history. We worked for 17 months. Results were already coming to the table. Nimasa was having, we went through the bidding process, we went through everything. And they made a statement 2014, you don't need us, we need you. On the day we signed that project, I didn't know. Ekene Nwakuche is still there. Was the one that said, clinic, employment clinic, you will not greet us. Yeah, you don't know you. I don't know. You don't know that you people want that contract. So I went to procurement. Procurement, 6 years. 2014 to 2020. I was only 30 or 31. 30 when I started working on the project. So it was a milestone for me to be able to put my name behind that I achieved this for my country. We were generating the results. The bed space was there. The first was 150. It was my country to give us the people. And I remember Captain Agaba said, let us even take man honor to fill this gap, because NSDP students were still in school, so they had 12 months. So by the time 12 months, 18 months, we will be pulling out man honor, they will be putting in NSDP. So we had a bed spaces. We were only waiting for cadets to come and fill it. One was 35 free of charge by a Polish company, who also called me out of the blues through a British friend and said, okay, give us 35, we have 7 vessels, we do 5, but you have to sign for their insurance that they will not run away, they will not mess up. The people who were earning money from that didn't want to release the list. And Haiti wasn't ready to release list to an Haiti. Dr. Presidjombo of blessed memory said, go and sit down, and called the Haiti and asked for the list from her and escalated to the Haiti. So we generated our results. And there was no problem from the government side. The contracts are there. Every single document, nothing is missing. Government was not the problem. NEMASA was not the problem. The people we competed with was not the problem. When power changed and Dakuku came, he did his part. It wasn't the problem. The new procurement process that they did wasn't the problem, because every single company on that thing called us through their procurement departments. I'm aware Otonye Obom just left about 2 weeks ago. He knows me. He's been director of procurement under 3 administration. So this woman. So I'm known. Not on the basis of what my father did, but what I did for myself and for my country. Capacity, results, which I can stand before the president to speak of. I actually wrote to the president in September. I copied the CBN governor and I copied the Honorable Minister for Marine. And somebody had to step it down and say, this power, put on down now, wait, let's leave this at the feet of the minister. The letters are here. What am I driving at? The ship owners on the 2 sides, one on the NISA side called they wanted to partner. Said, no, don't worry. It has nothing to do with them internationally. And I said something then which brought us to the issue of this week. 10 years to come, by 2024, 2025, we will still be talking about this same problem. So the ones that can go, let us send them abroad. Let them go. Let them be earning in dollars. Let them be having global experience and exposure. Even if we want to bring them back into the country after 10 years, they have become men and women of their own. So if they are coming into other companies in Nigeria, they are coming as bosses, or they are even starting their own businesses. Their own success overseas doesn't stop man or ship owners in Nigeria. Power tussle come into play. And we said, please escalate to the then DG. This person carried the whole thing to his own company, being a president of the Ship Owners Association. And is it plagiarized now? Turn our document to his own. Everything is here. And submitted to NIMASA. And he even called and said, how much is NIMASA charging per cadet so that they can take it to themselves? And even forwarded the document to me. All the emails are here. All my mails to Fumi Folonsho when she said she was at African Ship Owners, that they could not give one space to anybody on any vessel, is here. All the documents where I was cutting costs with Oyinbo here and there, everything is here. I said, Nimasa told me, you don't need us, we need you. We were generating the result. 2,530 international seagoing vessels in 5 different nations. One of them, the company is on the Philippine solution. My card was taken from Nigeria by a British to Germany. The commercial director of that company, commercial manager or something of that company, they had 200 vessels. Nigeria lost those opportunities until we became very ashamed on behalf of the country. I will drive on my points shortly. When this person did what he did and wrote in the name of Swan that they wanted to provide seat time, but wrote commercial in his own company name so that Nemasa can pay him that money, I'm happy the ED on that subject matter is still alive. And other things those people did within the master system and how they did not allow them to go today, they just let go. And how the same person went to Man Honor again to collect money on the same issue that they are ship owners, they want to provide seat time. They collected money. Money hooked their neck. Rector began to cry out. If government query me, wetin I go talk? Make dem return money. That person was fighting Ho Young. They no get vessel. The ones who had, like I said, respectfully, Marine Platform and Aminu Umar, remove them from the list of noisemakers. Big boy, they have vessels, they are lifting, they are doing things. Yes, they don't make noise. You won't even see them going to the front to struggle for microphone. So they destroyed all this thing and sent government after me, bad-mouthed me, wrote so much in the newspaper about me, got to the court, said they are afraid, wanted to kill me because of evidence. I kept quiet because I know Nigeria is going to come back to square one. But that's not my own problem. NISA people, after maybe 2-3 years after that, after the election in 2014, they could not rise up till 2021. They wanted to play the Yoruba card. They wanted to play tribalism card with the president. I said, come to the table with intellect, with results, with what you can do. They wanted to come to the table with enmity to Swan. No. Yes, Jola Pamo gave Greg Ogbefon the first opportunity that brought him out of Port Harcourt as a struggling 59-year-old with nothing attached to his name, to give him the platform to run Nimarex. All the formation of Nimarex is not behind me. All the paper are there. All the minutes are there. My name is there. The 20,000 that they gave to NMLA, Fatima Igboma, to go and register at CAC. When she came back and said these are the options, everything is here. My names are in the minutes of those meetings. The presentation on behalf of Fumi Folorunsho, everything is here. So they can't tell me what I know. It wasn't their platform. They hijack it and put their name inside and take ownership and destroy the people that gave them the opportunity to climb. You know, confine me. Bolaji Akinla was there. He knows all the things, all the media wahala. He also took over after they called me. Bolaji Akinla and Margaret Orakusi come and help and say, no, be doing your own. I don't get involved in rubbish. Everybody turned the platform to a money-making platform, and after 5 years, he died. 10 years after, they have not been able to do one thing. That's not my problem. 15 years later, the people who said I'm too academic, I'm too intelligent, they are still struggling for the position they can't do. Not my business. They also, who do not have vessel, ship owners who could not raise their own association for 7 years. I saw Temis Omashe 2 weeks ago in Abuja, so I know what I'm saying. And we spoke for over an hour. He said, they are sorry, this and that. I revived that association single-handedly for 2 years. Jola Pamo is alive. Ayo is alive in his house for the sake of the industry. That's what I'm saying. They called me, go and help Chief. We called the whole of Nigeria, nobody answered. We did it. I took them to the gates or the door of the president, including to the list of the very first investment outing of this president. With money on the table, with everything, where the president would have handed them over to powerful investors. They went to have meetings. In fact, myself and Oibo and the president friend went to Apapa to help them rebuild their building, repaint, do this, do that. It was Sambo that was there, who also was having record of what we were doing. And he supported the Tinubu administration very well. Holds me in high esteem. These people particularly, none of them has boat or tugboat or barge that they can call scrap. Even the shipping company that they formed later, which they now put in the news that they are launching with 2 vessels, everything, none of it happens behind me. The 2 of them together, Swan and Nisa, all of them together, put them on the table, they are not up to one. They are not up to what one organization, let me just pick the one in Germany that had 200 vessels, could have done for Nigerian cadets. They are not to just go and do sea time. They are companies with needs. Of course, we all know the global manpower gaps. That if we send 500 on sea time, we are only sure of getting 200 back when they finish, because this organization have the capacity by virtue of their operation to be able to assimilate them seamlessly. One of them is a Dutch firm. They don't speak English to anybody. They don't even know me as this an African. It was a Dutch commercial director. And that opened that door for us. 1,100 vessels in their fleet. Somebody of my age in their line is controlling about 100, 200 vessels. They destroyed it. Those were the people that carried government and did all that they wanted to do. We survived until Tinubu came. And we went to Tinubu's office and said, like this, like this. Tinubu came. This minister says he wants to engage the private sector. No, I'm going to Lagos. They are the people doing business. I want to go and engage them. We brought them. And they started their business as usual. Politics, slander, I hated that. So that the minister will remove me from table because they know that I have institutional knowledge and capacity to tell government, see, stop wasting your time on this. This is the right place to pinpoint. That's why we spent 2 years on seat time. So I forwarded to the DG and Mr. Bombata what I saw online. People were writing open letter to the president. So I quickly intervened. Sir, not that, let's not be keeping quiet because this is my administration. Because these same people will come back and package themselves and say they are the Alpha and Omega. What they wanted before was to become chairman of the board of NIMASA to control things for themselves. The same way Rotimi Amaechi's wife, now they say is collecting 48 billion in amnesty. I mean, that's where I'm headed. To train women, which they didn't do. When this person could not get money from amnesty, everybody just wanted this slush fund and they couldn't get from NDDC. NIMASA was the next place. So they came to fight for that post. It was about the money. They told me they will not give you that kind of money. And called Irene McFoy, that was in charge, and took her to Port Harcourt to come and give them all the information. So stage a photo shoot with the cadets and the this and that with Irogbama and her father, the thief and the killer, that they are providing seat time. So you've collected money from man, you've pursued the massa, you've read the swan, everything they hijack, bring the cadets that they have trained. Why is it an issue 12 years later? This is not a personal thing. So the people who said we should revolt because Rotimi Amaechi was the minister in this industry for 8 years that would never sit down for 1 day or 1 hour to engage the industry the way this minister is. Everybody talks about how this minister will sit down from morning till evening listening to everything. The hooligans Rotimi Amaechi that is talking against the Tinubu administration now, that heaven must fall. Because if I talk, everywhere goes scatter. It was him that his friend came and carried my documents to, and they were going to IMO. The IMO should provide seat time training for Nigerian cadets. Sorry, Bruku. IMO doesn't own vessel. Vessels are owned by the private sector globally. IMO doesn't tell any ship owner what to do with their ship. Ship owners are doing their business. IMO is a regulatory authority. They were practically traveling. It was him that pockets Rotimi Amaechi for 8 years and Barrister Margaret Arakusi just for their personal interest. And Omashe was saying it, and just 2 weeks ago at the Afrexim event, to say if he has the opportunity to speak to the minister, he will tell him to sideline everybody in the industry and go ahead and do this and do that. I say, like, seriously. I said, but your brother is a nicer. He said, yes, I can't speak, but I have told them, he has told them that they cannot be pressure group at the same time and say they want to, everybody go and face your business. I said, wonderful. So everybody is coming back to their senses after 10 years. So Greg Ogbeifu, Swan, 8 years. Jolak Mamon, Naisa, 20 years, 100 years. African ship owner, Mrs. Fumi Follow Shaw herself, or didn't I contact her? All these are there. All these things are there. All of them together could not solve this problem. So why are we focusing on big men and big name? We know everybody to their room. Tiny girl, 30 years old. They said, how could it be she? None of my solution came from there. I'm not angry with them. It's not my business. I'm talking about Rotimi Amaechi and the nonsense that he's talking. Because if everywhere we make it scatter, we open book, everywhere goes scatter. He can't be speaking about my own president, about my husband administration. If me I talk, waiting then do. Everywhere goes scatter because I don't even know why the president has not even brought out all his files as minister for transport. All the locomotive that he went to buy. I traveled from Abuja. I was consulting for railway property. One of the Hogas director at railway put me on the table of Abakari that died and engineer Osman Abubakar. They put me on a 9.6 billion job at railway property. and the Nigeria Railway Corporation. So I boarded a train from Abuja to Kaduna, and on that day, the who called Peter Side called me. I came down from the bike that was taking me to Hidu because I've never been there before. I came down and stood by the road. He spoke with me for over 1 hour on this time issue and some decision that he's making and the challenges that he faced, how they're going to do this at the presidency. And I said, sir, I understand your position. I always leave DGs for 2 years. Go and find out when you reach there, when the thing don't shake. If you need me, call me. You will know me, will be laughing. You will have my number. If you don't need me, I did my house. When they need me, they call me. So I remember that trip. I entered a train from Abuja to Kaduna because I'm consulting for railway property. So of course, if they say, have you boarded a train before? I should be able to speak. They are in somewhere around GT Bank. That place is GT Bank in Kaduna. I've never been to Kaduna before then, and that guy waited and said, we've booked hotel for you. The hotel is just right beside railway property, which is now being headed by Zalanga. So I know Zalanga. So the locomotive that they bought with huge amounts of money that has brought debt onto this country, can they compare it with the trains in Lagos? All the things Tinubu has done with his life economically that they are talking rubbish. I'm sorry, my government, so they like me at the top. It just have me to keep quiet. They say, just leave everybody. You've protected me, you've taken care of me, you've supported me, but these things has to be said. Because it's the same legalism that he wanted to use to carry CVFF. Me, this small woman, this small wish, I am the one that confronted Rotimi and Amaechi that you cannot use your friend to sit over CVFF. There is no bank that wants to disburse loan to people. And they will say the people that want to collect the loan should come and be part of the people that will set up the guideline for the administration of the loan. He put his friend as the chairman for I say he cannot work, it is conflict of interest. And honestly, it's not my business, but it wasn't my business. But because we say you face CVFF, let us face human capital for the young people like us. That you people have killed our destiny here for 10, 15 years because you think we are more intelligent. They say the things in my head are bigger than my head. I'm too intelligent, I'm too academic, I'm too this, I'm too that. That is the only thing they have accused me of. Until they brought gunmen against me and I fought back. My results always stand out above them and their entire generation. So the men click up, they gang up. When the Igbo people finish their own, the Yoruba people do their own. Only Hausa, and I'm saying this on record, all the Hausa men in the Masa, Alaji, whether it's Sani Mohammed, whether it's Alaji Jubri, whether it's all the Hausa from top to bottom, till today, in 15 years, has not done me one evil. They are the people you can go into their house and have conversations. They'll tell you powerful things about government and you do like this. And when you see the next day, nobody will know two of you are talking. Hausa people are the one that will put you on opportunities. Hausa people are the one that say, Hajia, they will run for you. Except for these Olori Buruku tribes. Until my own Yoruba people did it. It's not my business, so it doesn't affect anything. But I'm saying, Rotimi and Amaechi, with all the atrocities that he committed in this industry with his friend, which is a major reason so many people are not coming near this government. And I say, see, it's even good. I'm sure governments who have would have had some information on their fingertips. So for those who have been asking, I was offered appointments. I'm supposed to be traveling. My minister knows I'm supposed to be resuming school for my second master's in September. I cancelled it at the last week of June because of the team that was sent to me from New York and the reputational capital that was bestowed on me, and I've been asked to take this particular assignment seriously, which is very huge. So I said, no, but wait, I won't take the education. The one way I do before, they say I don't too overread. Overread, they worry me. That's too sabi book. I told my minister, wait, I won't take my life if I know they read. If I vex, I'll go and do another master's investment of finance or international economics and what I will sure find something to do. That's how I manage my extra time. Do you understand? So at least at this stage of my life, nobody can say anybody dash me. There are too many records on gender equality issue. I moved it with the UN. I moved it up to even I'm in the 2025 International Book of Abstract, World Maritime University. They adopted a case study, which was approved by IMO for 5 years, 2023 to 2027 execution through one of their sister agencies. When I go to Mamu for my PhD, it's something we're going to escalate. I can bring out at least 10, 12 major topical issues, including the one they sent people to me for. That funding is coming into it. And some things that I've been asked to do that I'm even asking people questions, they don't even know why I'm asking. But they needed somebody on ground. I have to be on ground to drive those things. And so this is an ambition that I've committed my life for. I worked for it before election, after election, we did this, and I'm there till 2031. So waiting be the degree. So I just, between June 25 to 31, and June 25 to 30. In fact, I was only able to speak with my minister on June 29. I said, sir, I have this also decision. I'm shifting this thing because of this, because of that. So I'll be staying back in Nigeria for the next so months. So that's why if government says something, I just look, I don't talk. The one that I know is not going to work, I don't say. But this seat time issue, because it's becoming embarrassing, and because the DG spoke by himself and said it's still a problem. So after 12 years, I gave them the facts. And they said this. I said, no, it's on the system. Up until December 24, it's on so person's dashboard. This is what I discussed. And they're going to escalate it. That is what happens when you are organically built. If the president called me today on so many things, I don't need to read any book. So it's not as if I don't have access. I did it, do you understand? I had an appointment, but I needed to travel. And they know they have my reasons. So if I want another one, they will give me. It's not dash, because it's them that are in government. I have rolled out. It was under Jonathan administration that we solved this problem for Nigeria Delta government, and they held me and said they are alive. The ones that are very much alive, the people who made those decisions, if they call me today and say, how is employment training? I say, we are fine. Our record is there. So I went down from my high horse and put the record there for a day like this. So I came out to help my home government with institutional knowledge and experience and capacity, so that what is supposed to take them 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it's not going to take them 8 years. At the end of the day, you don't achieve those things. It's the same people that will badmouth you because they are giving feedback to Rotimi and Amaechi every time. The other ones, the other. So they will put everything together and use it to work against Tinubu. No, we Tinubu, we dey on the table. We know book. We went to school. We know this industry. We pay the price. We have the experience. Please focus on the substance. I'm grateful I have access to everybody. MD Niwao, MD DG Nimasa, MD MP. If I DG will come and say, I say, I'm not coming to the office. And they run for Lagos. Say, I say, give me 10 billion. Once they give me $10 billion now. If it's so cold now, I want to shout. I say, rector, give me, I don't call him my boyfriend again. Jamo, turn him to my boyfriend. Say, your boyfriend, doctor. I say, Jamo, your head don't correct. The two of you are my boyfriend. Where you put the phone on speaker. So because he's rector now, I don't call him my boyfriend again. So I say, rector, just give me 500 million. Everybody have relationship with them. I am known in this industry, so I don't need to be anywhere. I don't need to be any events. I am working, my hands are full, my table is full. But that rubbish that Rotimi and Amaechi is saying, that they should come to the streets to protest against who? They should do revolution. They highlight this and that. All the nonsense he did in this industry with his friend for 8 years. People were calling me when I did the first stakeholders roundtable, say, I hope this minister, they will not pocket him again. I hope it's not the same people that... People are still crying, they are there. I just kept quiet. Because they know that if I'm allowed to manage conversation, I know where to go and dig up people. They are not here to fight. They are here to say, government, this is how to cut your 1 year journey to 1 month. This is, you understand? So I told DJ, I said, those are the people that carry government. Come, this is why. This is the job. Everybody knows. In fact, Jamo said it. He said, the way you were in this industry, when you are very quiet, you just go. He said, that's what you should go back to. This is the project that brought me into fights with the two sides of the ship owners. One of them hijacked, which is Swan, led by Greg Ogbe, from say they went to collect money everywhere. Nimasa called him and said, all the records are here. You brought this thing in the name of Swan Association, no problem. You bought the financials in your company's name, Stars. Which one are we dealing with? That he was a private sector person. He's in Abuja here. I can tell him to meet with the minister. To tell the minister what this same Greg did. Stars, the boat that they bought for Nimasa that started taking water in the same day. How many years that boat spent at NASCON in Apapa, and how much they were taking from Nimasa weekly until they sold the vessel at the boat 500,000 to 1 million. The ED is an elderly person. He's in Abuja. He's a Buhari ally. He's been asking for a meeting from my minister from day one. If I call him today, Oga Gambo, my minister wants to see you, he will be willing to. On other things. So this is not really about mounting somebody. So government should stop being carried away by somebody said they spent 50 years, they spent 100 years. What have they done for the industry? He was a nobody. The people who gave him opportunity are here. Right from when he was sleeping inside an NPC, when a woman accommodated him. Let me leave that one house. The people who have this record, a woman was one who accommodated him as an engineer in an NPC. What happened to the woman? The man who said, I know him at an NPC, allow him when he does not have a 500 GRT vessel. What did he do to the man? And those ones, when we help them again, what did they do? It's not my business. Everybody have their story. But today, I am here. Let me conclude. The two associations cannot provide this solution for Nigeria that they are looking for. Number two, Rotimi Amaechi is not in the right place to be calling for a revolution against this administration. It dey vex me, my head dey burst. I no talk, I never talk too much. But my head dey burst because my minister no go allow me talk. If I talk, everywhere go scatter. May they go find work, give am. May they go find work, give am. So if they want to understand why the NDDC, Niger Delta, amnesty, this and it did not work, and the way that we fought in a massa to get things right, led by this small tiny woman, in the interest of thousands of young people that this minister is now coming to address, because I can see his art, his passion, really to help young people. Stars is not the one to lead this thing. It was when we removed him from there that he went to bring his hairdresser daughter and say, push it to continue the father's agenda. But I will sum it up. I like the way the president made it clear in the mandate given to the board. We did not give you mandate to go and interfere with their day-to-day operation. So in their mind now, they can see they cannot control Dayomo Beriola. But I won't say more than that. All the records are there. Hard copy, even their audio when they were threatening before they brought everything. It's not consignment. Does Nigeria need to train their manpower? Yes. Are there gaps? Yes. Are we ready to do the work? Yes. But if anybody has been having anything, I told them, I decided not to see anything. Everybody sees me in Abuja. I have access to them every day, every week, every month. But this is the issue that made Ronke popular to become a fighter, in quotes. And to put it on record, they raped most of the girls on those schemes. The Hoga again, another Hausa man, fire! Who cleaned this mess? Some parents pay 3 million, some parents pay 5 million. There were all kind of madness that went on that we cleaned up. National information that should not be outside. All the Ogas in the Massa, they are alive. They know me. At least 3-4 directors of maritime labor. They will tell you all the mess that they cleaned up. And the people that went to EFCC, the ones that collected money, the ones that they dealt with and threw out of the system. These are not personal fights. It's national issue. We had to bring one person down. He knows himself. He told me he's afraid, he's afraid. If you don't do anything, go sleep. And we have to stop him from huffing pants in the office. You send girls there, he will open pants, rape them. And they can't cry because they don't have economic power. He said it is casual biological reaction. Whether you are married or you have children or you are single, it's not, no respect. He doesn't have. It's the thing when he stand like this, everybody know until we bring him down. Say enough is enough. There was another one that is just man to man. They carry young men because if they think say woman, they talk young men. Ping ping ping. Penis to penis. Madam, this powerful woman at Shippers Council, I will remember her name, who was meant to be very huge. I will remember her name, confessed to it that these things are happening in the maritime industry. The woman, she was head of shipping, whatever, next to Hassan Bello. Very powerful, very powerful. I remember her name. But I have to go now. I have made some things clear. Some I said this, I didn't put in details. I have access to talk about details behind the scene. I don't have time for all those rubbish. But like I said, I have appointments. My going out of Nigeria made me, I wasn't going to be in the country to serve. So another higher opportunity came from the central bank governor and some powerful forces outside the country, even bigger than himself. It's not something I can let go. I had to be on ground too, because it involves a lot. Still coming back to some of you to be part of some things, you know. So we are fine. You can call me for another thing tomorrow. So just stay to me, I'm okay. I'm okay, you know. But it's shameful that the people who cause this problem They are sending their representative to the industry to frustrate this government, which they did at the beginning, and said they have arranged this place, nobody should come and scatter it. You are who? Now your father had territory. The other minister that left, who just didn't want some things to come out, he just lets go. There are a lot of mess. At least somebody's in Transport and Railway Corporation, they can talk. So this one is just taking his eyes off rubbish and just focusing on his assignments. The Rotimi Amaechi is talking outside. They should start revolution. Let us start the revolution with what his wife, they said the wife has done, collecting 48 billion every year from NDDC. Let us start the revolution from the nonsense that his friend has done in this industry with him for 8 years. How nothing was credited to their name except me, myself, alone. How they ruled this place with fiat, and it created a lot of enmity amongst the stakeholders. Stakeholders that were united before they brought this impostor in and said he does, and the people who say he doesn't have any vessel, don't bring him in, let him grow through the ladder. They helped him and brought him from the top. He messed all of them up. The Rotimi Amaechi came and escalated the division. For 8 solid years, there was no progress. They called for revolution. Under Tinubu, they mad. They mad, I mean, they think we just work for this government for nothing. It's my government, whether from the Lagos angle, where all of them cannot do without Lagos. The Lagos they are talking about is overstretched because their states are not even developed. Or is it the funding that we got from South Africa through Ford Foundation for Rivers that we could not have access because Rotimi Amaechi and Wike were fighting? It's the same fight they are fighting, and Hausas are happy about Wike in Abuja. Come and see infrastructure development. Even me, a Lagos person, I don't want to go Lagos because where do I see traffic? I'm breathing fresh air. My houses are big as palace. Me, I don't want to talk. Like I said, my minister go tell me say it's not necessary, and I don't have any problem there. So if government be for me, who can be against me? So I respect myself. I just did. But if we talk, I beg this Tinubu administration, me, I work for am. I work for am. My record there, and I'm going to work for it till the last day. The same way they say, Hausa say Baba, say Baba. They stood with their say Baba. Now so me, they stand with my say Baba. Tinubu and my say Baba. If he say need my record, you know where to get it inside his office in Lagos. They'll tell you, Bola, this is what this guy did. Bola, so me, I get a recommendation from the top, strictly on this head. Nothing else. The same head that intimidates them in the maritime industry. These are the same people that set fire under Hadiza Bala Usman. She was 39 years old when they made her MD and MPA. So which one be my home where they did frustrated? When my home is correct, they will give me, I will collect. This one they gave me, I was traveling July 1. They were supposed to start processing my this thing. I had gotten an accommodation in Rotterdam. It was the assignments of the CBN governor and the team from New York that say, I have to stay. So me, I did okay. Make anybody know what you say this. I'm not jobless. I don't even want to know people what I have things. All my companies have things that they are doing. So this is not a talk of somebody that doesn't have a life. But so many problems that we are solving today were created by Rotimi Amaechi men in this industry when they held the place by the jugular for 8 years and nobody could breathe. A new minister came, he sat down. Rotimi Amaechi cannot sit down with anybody for 10 minutes. Arrogant. Some people have not healed from the impact of his nonsense. We who stood up and we stood them, that is how my name came out. Not because I fought for what belongs to them, but because they fought for what belongs to me. Say, I am young. Their children cannot do it. They package their children. Let their children stand out and say, this is what I do by myself. The son that is a marine engineer ended up and was working at LNG, ended up in the rehab, drugs. So I have stayed there 15 years to prove myself. I am with the government at the highest level. If I need another appointment, they will give me tomorrow. Qualified for it. See my resume. The minister and the CBN governor will not say this is The president will say who you be. That's why I put my record first. Let us compete individually, not because they bought things for us on platform and they are pushing us. But I won't say more than that. So, like I said, I just remember this. Honorable Minister Emmanuel Mekpao, for this one that I have done, because you are the kind of person that don't like anybody to say anything. I have spoken, not for you, sir, but for the administration that I worked for, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I went to the street. I've never campaigned in my life. I go dance for Surulere. As a maritime industry, because here where they had it come. So this place is about power also, and they, if the power is on their own side, they know they send anybody papa. Yoruba did not breathe like this when Rotimi Amaechi was there. Both him and Atiku, they held sway everywhere. Arigbenle apelowo. So myself, I comot cloth. Tinubu, ọmọ ẹni oníṣèdí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ káfílẹ̀ kẹsí di ọmọ ẹlòmíì. That nonsense wey Aregbe dey do, wey go dey carry drone dey beat for Atiku. If I wan collect money for Atiku, I get access. My friend dey work with am. There is no politician, past, present, that at least I don't have one friend working for them, whether APC, whether PDP, whether AP, whether Jonathan administration, whether Buhari administration. Most people, I won't mention name here. My friends, my age mates, all of them had gone far because of the industry that they chose. I spent the same years in this industry. People say, what did you go and do in that place? How did you get there? I said, now God carry me go meet problem. So I don't dey there. I don't pass all the things where I don't pass. This Tinubu administration, we must not give gap for anybody to focus on. Tinubu is too intelligent. Don't be messed up. If the pendulum swings today, sir, that balancing that you and Tinubu are balancing, I said, they no go do am. If power gets back to their hands, they will not do it. They are very brutal with power. I am saying this on record. I am not angry with anybody. There is nothing to be angry about anymore when God has vindicated me. One of the president's friends say, Mama sọ fún Bọ́lá, tọ́lọ́run bá ti gbèjà ẹ, ò need láti máa gbèjà rẹ or something. You know, they took me, they carried me like this, go meet Sambo. Sambo, they've known Sambo since he was a new. The Sambo stood up. 1 a.m. he said, there is no day I come to meet Sambo until he left. He spent very short time. But they carried me to him. Say, help us take care of her. You know? The man stood in Taraba control room. He said, okay, if I turn back, these are our people. They go turn this election. Very simple man. Those are people that benefited from Lagos that will tell you, say, we will be Lagosian. You tell Asiwaju, I'm a Lagos boy or this and that, you know. Even at the Sirika, when they came to approve our airport, they say Lagos is where I made the money to buy my first car. I was selling tire, I was selling this. Lagos has made everybody. Then they come and shit on our head. People that can't sleep in their states. People that can't, you know. So this maritime industry, me, I got involved in politics because of Tinubu. When Mr. Uncle Dele Alake, you know, was in the US. When he wrote, no, he didn't write. He granted one interview, pre-election. Then the Madiza Abalazwan were still doing the manifesto campaign of that. Dele Alake shook the whole nation from America. He shook the whole of Nigeria, the internet space, like 1 week. Millions of people did not recover. People like us were asking, say, who be that Asiwaju guy? Who is he? Who is he? Now so I go body. I say, who is Dele Alake? Then they began to tell me history. Say, if they hold on like this, gift of the gap. He rolled out things. He rolled out things and say, I say, I beg, me, I won't meet him. If he no talk, people like us wouldn't have known certain things. He shook the whole of media. Says, I can call my brother. He's working with some Jag. Say, show Lebawa trace interview. The whole 1 week, Nigeria was shaking that this person must come back to the country. Today is sitting over solid minerals. Intelligent guys, left and right, raised by this man. Yes, Yaradua, Mumaru Musa Yaradua, like I said, it's also in Bodilon. They told me that story. How he used to carry bag behind his elder brother and then Tinubu that time. How did he become president 16 years before Tinubu? Is it because he knows better? It's because of the country. They put him, come. Are you alive? Come and be president. If not, if power sector reforms, so that he reverted it. You know? So, me, I no stand for Obi. I no stand for Atiku 2023. I stood in one place. If Tinubu had failed, I would have stayed in one place. I would have gone my home. We know that we put in our best. But we put in our best. Night and day, 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 8 years, he must finish all that he has to do. There is no time to waste. I will start tap all their best talents everywhere. Whether in Okada you dey drive, I see the way they lifted people. So, if Tinubu do am for his own people, anybody wey no like am, make dem go jump into the lagoon. We have work to do in this place. I am on the table. I have no business problem with the government. I have no problem with my enemies. All of them, they said they are looking for me. They are sorry. You know, concern me. They didn't do anything. I see them, I greet them. If I show up at industry event, I just say, how far, what's up? And I tell people, tell us, everything dey okay. If you know dey okay, you know fit tell me this, tell me. If you wan abuse me, so we know what to do. I am that simple with people, and they will tell me, oh yeah, did you do okay? Any lapses dey like this or if you they will tell me. If we know dey okay, if you are say wetin dey worry you, you wan make I fail, you know say they will tell me things. Oh, this place need adjustment. Oh, this place that this okay, noted. You know. So ìbàjẹ́ ènìyàn kò dáṣẹ́ Olúwa dúró. I'm not fighting anybody, but these things has to be said. We can't continue to, because we want to be politically correct, allow people to mess us. So when they finish messing up, they'll still carry the whole thing. Say Olushi. You know, that's who they are. They've done it consistently in this place. Go and look at records left and right. Even my whole records, I told you to go and investigate me. I'm not sure you've seen any young person that have that fight. Excuse me, sir, go and investigate me. The one where I fight to, the day when the president called me, I say, yes, sir. I fought, sir. For this purpose, for that purpose. And I know the president, he will laugh at me. Say, where you go? Why you see this? And he too, I will say, investigate me, sir. I know they contest for position. I know they call the hand. But Tinubu, I go church, I go everywhere. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí Tinubu wá ṣe president tán, ayé lè parẹ́. Kọ́kọ́rọ́ Nàìjíríà ọwọ́ Tinubu ló wà fọdún mẹ́jọ. Now not 8 years we work for, not 8 years of radarada, 8 years of everything that has to be done. They don't like me, they don't concern me. I do my job, I go my way. That's how I've survived here. So, waiting up, you don't finish. And because I tell you, see, and they record it, they do and like say, all those rooms, go and arrange those things. I won't arrange them for you. Once you shift this, yeah, I'm also surrounding up. Sorry, I need to go and attend to my domestic servant. She takes care of the house and she's going. So for me, I've said my mind honestly. I'm a very simple person. Anybody that is not happy about my intelligence, after so many years of trying to be political correct to place them, the day I knew that was the problem. Me. Wetin I do, wetin I know. The day I knew that was their intimidation, that was their problem, I began to pray. Everyone that has a child that is hungry about my whole brilliance or intelligence and is blocking way against me anywhere or speaking against me, one not if no budget fruit that is so bright that God, they chook, vulture, evil people, because of their evil spirit, because of their diabolism and all that. I pray it every day. They will labor on their children, and when they want to rest and say we have arrived, God will take the best out of the best away from them, and let God remind them, say, what you did for him, I the Lord, I came back to revenge. I pray it too, and my prayer happens, and it will happen. Ẹni tó bá bímọ títí tó ló kọ̀nà tèmi fẹ́ gbà lórí ilẹ̀ ayé, tó ní ìwé tí mo kà ń bí ohun tí bàbá mi lébọ̀ lórí mi, tó bá bí gba ọmọ kò ní jèrè wọn, tó bá náwó lé wọn lórí kò ní jèrè wọn. Òun ni ò jẹ́ kó jèrè àkọ́bí ẹ̀. Gbogbo ayé ló máa ń béèrè òun dẹ̀ ojú ń tì kò lè mú jáde. Ìkejì náà dàdá ń dídín sọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ náà. Ìkẹta náà lọ mú hairdresser pé ẹ tì síbẹ̀ dandan torí kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ fẹ́ yín lẹ́fun. Kí n ò wá tó kí mo fẹ́ bọ́ lọ́wọ́ sọ. So it is not me, there is nobody ẹlẹ́ran ara ní gbogbo ọmọ kékeré ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ ayé mi. Jumping out of school, speaking English. Even the CBN girl say, I say, sir, they call me Olóyìnbó and say, yes, Olóyìnbó blue economy. I say, sir, even you know. So I have accepted that one. Any other thing, they say this girl did, may they bring and come out. Ìbàjẹ́ ènìyàn kan lọ́hùn kò dáṣẹ́ Olúwa dúró nínú ayé mi. That's why I'm very, very grateful for everyone that have supported me and has looked beyond all those shenanigans. People respect me. When I call, they answer. When I stand up and walk on say, back when you come outside, they will come. Oh yeah, so tell me what is the problem. Oh yeah, they will tell me. If we need something for them, I say, carry and come. So, to God be all the glory.